Tamale Mirundi mutawani wa Yohana Mirundi ne mole n'amatovu uliyo tena gyosibye obajo suze kyalero wadamu ashaka sobolo kugira bulungi kale tandise butere bwetu kino mukuku na Tamale Mirundi ensi yehoza designer gwokozesa
when you get a job, an important job, you must get 3 people. The person who manages your wardrobe. Chovolaba, the Omukuba daughter of a president, a designer. It's not a mistake.
To have a designer in
you get a handler. A handler and an advisor are different. An advisor in Uganda's case is welfare. Totu swazenga tonegoro
yegwe.
Kubanga I've been the chief advisor of the president for 14 years as his spokesperson.
When you spokesperson, you are not an advisor.
You are the chief advisor. As Governor Bank of Uganda, I've been your chief advisor. I think I can be anti-advisor. Mubaganda omuntu atambulanga demo bekaba musezi. Kakati a handler is somebody who tells you a strategy.
You want to tell me to bakuddamu kuitokola press sector wa Museveni tochikola? Mirundi.
Nkubuli. Andika nkubulire. Lazaro bwe bayamuzukiza yakolaki. Your time comes. The key players in the media sibayina. I have a hostile media. Ikitigeza bu nkumi yawo Lazaro. Lazaro yafa. Naye yayogera kimugulu. Bible emwogera kubimeka. Obasanjo came back. The Nigeria he left was not the Nigeria. Had to fight a fierce battle with Atiku, his vice president. When Obete came back,
then Museveni is not your friend. Because if he calls you to Denagat, you know what, Mirundi, my media is failing. Please come back.
I can be a handler, an advisor, and a handler. These are different issues in Uganda's case. A handler tells you. An advisor does not mean that I will advise you. These are propaganda titles. How many times has Museveni called his advisors when he has a crisis? How many of them have seen him? Political science in Banchi. We have inflated titles. Inflated titles. Nebitiwa. Ndikakati oyinza okudyakana kalamu kawa kakato. Nokaganti ono mukyala wamu n'omukulu. Era nebe kafuyirira obubeere. Sister wako nakabuza okimye ekimu kisenga. Ate nze mukyala wamu n'omukulu. Nze nasoma political science. In fact kankobolire. Let me give you. Muyinze ntambula n'ebitabo byange. Ate kankobolire. Wait, nkubolire. Kankuwe obuze ekibuzo kirungi nnyo. Nkugamba nti therefore a vice president can be appointed to heal wounds like in the above instance. A vice president can be appointed to ensure unity. This is what happened in countries like Tanzania. If the president comes from the mainland, the vice is from Zanzibar Island. It can be done to protect the interests of the big tribes or to show solidarity with the minority groups. In India, they can elect a president from the untouchables or a prime minister from the Seke. Bakafuna amusinga singo omwe yakafuga India. The second type is a vice president for regime continuity. This is common in countries like USA. The president and his running mate, vice president, are voted together on the same ballot. Other appointments. A government is like a host with the visitors who cannot fit in his dining room at once. Also, if the visitors outnumber the utensils in the house, a wise host must divide his or her guests into groups. The first group is served and leaves giving away to another. Government jobs are occupied at a time, depending on one's role at a time. Once the role is over, another one takes over. In Uganda, President Museveni has always compared his government to a railway station where there are new arrivals and departures.
Very good. Now, why do you people have trouble knowing nti agitwalanga railway station muba newe muko
ayombera ki
Mirundi chota netegereza have you ever sat down to find out why did Museveni make you his secretary? Did you ever think about
I knew
what was the problem?
I knew.
You wanted to silence you because you were anti him. You were hitting him.
No, Museveni bw'omutunuulira onabagamba when intelligent people are fighting in Museveni's government, he allows the battle. He is enjoying the intellectual debate. Neither never cover type. Abo bannamuganza ne balwanya mu government y'abagoba. Tayina kyabafunamu. But he can allow
when the ministers fight, baba goba.
What's the contestation of your fighting? Nti asobola kudya suluma ne bakubagana ne governor wa Bank of Uganda Emmanuel Mutebiri. He listens.
Yeah, because they are fighting with economic policy. This policy
doesn't work. Ne nabakoba gwerwana nani ne munne bwe mufaanana. Out. Tafunamu omutafunamu anti abagobamu oba bakyusa naye Museveni takyusa minisita nga balwanira nga isu adde izekemi nze yinza okudda ewange mu nyumba nenekweka oba ebweru nempulya bato y'abaana omusajja omu yali tamanyi nti omwana si wuwe. He had 2 daughters. Kakati agenda okubeera mu nyumba nga tebamanyi nti mwali. The 2 daughters started fighting each other. Why do you drive my daddy's car? Why don't you go to your father's and drive yours? The man didn't know.
The man is an indisciplined child.
Anti nedda yali amugamba gwe taata si yakuzaala. And the man called them. Why do you think that lwaki ogamba ono nti agende? Daddy, don't you know? Ono mwana wa gundi.
Ng'omwana ate yayo.
Hey, I enjoy. I hide. There was a time when nali nekwese. I was opposed. Kumutani wange omu okuwasa. Omu. Era I apologized to my daughter-in-law. Nemuga, now that you were part of us, she had mukulwanyisa. Isimi was been fighting you. I didn't like you. But now you have defeated me.
Where do you stretch yourself?
I express as a parent. Nachireta. Nimba ndi wange nekwe ngamba ndi bweru. Nimba ulianga baga nti ncha bagenda kwanjula.
Nomanya nti owed.
I'm a spy. Twasoma public, twasoma personnel management. Personnel management you must even know nickname yo. Ti abana bo bakuyitani. Abakozi bakuyitani. Personnel management bakugeyanga tubulira
ne bakyuse ebigamba
so personnel management you must be like a spy. Bogera kwani mu language ene ya bulijjo tukita slanga. At one time nagenda okugula kamunye omusajja ne mulyanga agamba munne tokkiriza omugagga okuva mu ssanda saagula. I went to find out from Emuyayi okuva mu ssanda kitegeeza ki?
Tokkiriza omugagga okuva mu ssanda. Essanda is
this is a slang meaning nti bwe ekimotoka kifu zakuwamu zonna zirye. So I didn't buy the car. I had to go back to find out phrase netegeeza ki? Okuva mu ssanda abakebezi
kitegeeza ekimotoka kifu zonna zakuwa.
Kakati oyinza okuyingira edduuka ng'olina byoyagalamu omunaagamba munne nti oyo mukebezi. Omukebezi mini zitabula aze kukebera utakutawanya mukebezi oyo mukebezi mbega tumumanyi kasaba suspecting omuntu bakuga nti etonya egenda okutonya erimu n'obubwatuka ng'omanya waliwo owayiso anti la nkugei tukiyita slanga. You must understand. Genda obabuuze ku American Embassy obawa they have abasomesa Oluganda. Oyina okutegeera silanga gye boogereramu nti oyo mukebezi tagenda gula oyo mukebezi tagenda gula wokalira wekati ewaffe mu district zewaffe Rakayani kasowulya Namwanje ye Namwandu si wango
yafunye kinnamwanje kitegeeza
basigala baana bato. Why should they have the stigma of being a widow? No ye Namwanje oyo yafunye kinnamwanje eki
kitegeeza alina kinnamwanje
bala ali luddawa omukazi mubuuze bakubuuza balo yalagawa nti ali bweru mu mimwanyi mu kabuli oba ali ku kyeyo. You must understand ali bweru luddawa omanyi oyo omukazi gwoliko bawa ali bweru nga oli yeetambulira
bweru kitegeeza nti ali luddawa
mu kabuli takyasula mu nju. So nze mbeewuunya an intelligence officer silanga oyina ogitegeera. You must understand the language of the spoken in a particular area. Ti omuganda akuga nti ewali omulema tewafunyirwa ngalo nti ŋŋamba ono aweta ngalo anti ono gwe ŋŋamba ono. Kakati bw'oba boogera ku President Museveni ogenda okulanda
bamuyita buno
kasola bakutteko nti ono ng'omanye bagamba ye
bakwatira
anti birevu
nzizaayo ku kye nakubuuzizza.
Yes.
Did you know why
I did.
Chose you to be
his president
for 14
every
years?
Every decision must be purposeful. Every appointment is purposeful. Nchikunyonyedde kikolemye okutegeera nenkuga nti appoints other appointments. A government nkuga nti is like a host oyina ogivaamu nenkugamba other point welfare.
So were you appointed for welfare purposes?
One can be appointed in order to help meet his her welfare needs.
That I understand.
There are many senior citizens who find themselves in horrible situations, having contributed a lot to the country. Such a people can be given political jobs to ensure their welfare and a comfortable retirement.
You are giving me reason.
Toga ntandaba. Toga bane Museveni ntandaba. Takuwanga ko mulabe. Welfare nga tutigwa olubege. Nenkugamba. Number 2. Close monitoring. There are people are appointed in a position of government where they can be closely monitored by the government.
Where do you belong?
Political tag. An appointment can be intended to give you a political tag or to expose you that you actually belong to a particular party.
True.
Number 4. Talent nurturing. Political appointments are made sometimes to effectively utilize and nurture special talents. The beneficiaries get a chance to advance a special ability and at the same time assist the appointment authority to a help bayinza okujjayo bakusomesa
awo we wali bolanya you wanted to bring
many political appointments have of course been made for the earlier reasons have enumerated above concerning the vice president.
Where do you belong?
Nina capacity, nina communication facilities. Museveni wanted a communicator. Irecho vola bantu bali ku experiment nabagamba nti when you are working for a president you must observe 4 principles. 1, never attend or engage in any meeting, conference or gathering that adversely discussing adversely
yes against your principle.
Yakujja mu bannayuganda obukaddaana n'akuleeta omukolere gwe buli lwolaba wonna nga bamuteesaako future ye negatively bawaabire gandi report them
kati gwakyalwana ne mulimu nga waguvaako naye okyalwana weerabidde mugwagwa.
Nenkugamba ekyokubiri, never engage in any battle with the members of the first family. Why you not win the battle? Why? They meet the president informally, you meet the president formally. Yes, sinkana mutabani we. Ereru tojja kulwana na muhozi. You are officers, but musisinkana ki. Salim Saleh got ever since I became a general, an officer. I go to my brother, salute him, get instruction, salute and go. Never kulimba. That applies to an officer atali muganda we.
Because
Ye muchika. Family meeting. They meet uli muganda we. Gwetoli. Kakati nenkugamba ekyokusatu. Nti never fight anybody. Because time comes when the president needs all of those you fought.
I want you to listen to yourself now.
Yes.
Never fight anybody.
Everybody.
But you are known for fighting people.
Anti nkugambye nti kakati atene tujja tujijuliriza neri conclusion egamba ki. When you are traveling in a canoe, riding in a canoe with the stubborn son or daughter of the owner of the canoe, and he starts wrecking the canoe, throw him into the water and go and explain to the boss. Yes.
Tamale, don't contradict yourself.
Never
fight anybody.
Because
you never know when you need those people.
Area assumption yesoka assumes nti omulabe tava mu first family. Family members must, every system of family or institution must fight for self-preservation.
You have refused to live your own life.
Never
fight members of the first family, but you are on record.
The first statement applies, assumes that an enemy cannot emerge from the first family.
If he does,
yes.
Then the other principle dies.
Miringo lwaki bamugoba mu ekereziya Archbishop Miringo was wrecking the boat.
The big story.
When you are traveling, run it from today. When you are riding in a canoe with a stubborn boy or daughter
of the owner
of the canoe, and start wrecking the canoe, threatening your lives, throw him into the water and go and explain. The President Amboza abokuba baji. Why are you attacking?
You are attacking.
And he used to ask me,
why are you
attacking this man? Yes, Your Excellency, ABCD. Watch Awuko. I will handle him. Embwe sukira.
So Otani.
Embwe goba nabako, embwe goba abagenyi. Embwe gochigamba, watch. Don't wait. A person who defends the president cannot wait to be pushed like a wheelbarrow. Run faster. Yes, let him restrain you. One time he asked it. Mpulira bamvuma ku radio ne babange bakola ki ho ekera ne nteka mu girafes ba
we'll be right back with your Tamale Mirundi.
Abatulwanyisa bategeere, we gave them the first choice.
Why do you mind
they did not understand our value. Let somebody, if you saw something on Kasasiro, you have to surrender it to Karoli. Why do you fight Karoli?
Because it picked what you rejected.
Yes. If you use a toilet paper and you flush the water, do you expect to retrieve the toilet paper?
I don't want to get into that conversation.
Why do people... Nobody can control my head. You can go to court. If you see when we are UCC, I don't mind. To be in Kwatako, the Sifugibwa UCC, or as who?
As a broadcaster,
you go to a relevant minister.
No, the fact you get here, obeying in the UCC,
UCC. If you invite,
as you say, permission to you,
if you invite a non-Christian into a mosque, they know us. They know I'm not answerable to them. If they agree, you see, UCC is for arbitration. If I don't want arbitration, go to court. It's not mandatory that I should go yomwana ne yatule mimbali kanange ntule mimbali. Ebyo byamwebyo kasiya wa mutu.
Eyo katuveyo.
Tayina kyajja kunko.
Tebana kugambako bali kuffe. Tuteko ku handlinga. The duty is mine to handle.
Jurisdiction ekwata kuonde ku social media ujina. Jurisdiction.
For as long as you are broadcasting.
No,
for as long as you are broadcasting.
Do they register with you?
Yes.
If a powerful China has failed to control, babujjawo buno yogera tugende nze reduce my temper nyizina koko atagon ompitanga ko mu office nti kunyumiza n'olaba otegera Mirundi be yaleka omwana nagamba omuserikale wa police nti emotoka yatumira emotoka ya UC eyo olina adduka nakambala ba emipiira gye nemugamba nti tetutawana tugende ko Freedom Square nkukube twekube otegere nti Uganda ya missing omudali mu Olympics ogw'ebikonde kukube nkutwali wakayikula ate nkutwali lyali sajja ddene bweri nemugamba we don't waste time here haggling omusajja atumedde emotoka yange agenze abadde alina kusimu okwata yange ddene bweri era nendigoba mu Kampala nga tugende ku konso tugende wali ku Freedom Square nkukube kujjemu amanyi tugende wakayikula ng'owandagala otegere nti Uganda yafiira omudali ku Olympics mu bikonde
sitamira w'ekikondo omujja wasamba kikonde kyetaaga olisoba bulungi baga gotofuna dakika yakubasoma bulungi
kati siri soba gwe kankubuulire
zimanyi gombuulira
nze ebbaala nga ogudde olutali mu bbaala sifuluma nze nsembayo mala kubala mirambo nze sifuluma nga sinabala mirambo nga mwendi gwe lutakule mu bbala nga mwendi nze nsembayo nga maze okubala emirambo
katugende Kenya William Samoei Ruto president wa Kenya mu kalulu akalimu amatankane aga nti akalulu akwatiddwamu
in fact we am writing about Kenyan politics because I've written much about Kenyan politics nze politicating ebintu byange the things you would learn from the Kenyan politics is one
teri bitusoma we respect them bakamaliriza mu byabusa what do we learn
one we have a politician we have a statesman we have a liberator and a second liberator we have a role assigned to you by the population unless you sit down and analyze what role does the society want you to do nze nyinza okwesimba ku bwaka bwa parliament n'enfuna zero not because these people don't want me but they see me as a reformer
parliament you don't have the patience to be
I can be the best parliamentarian name system ene yakokasinga sigenda mu nfiiramu that's why people like Nsereko Sekikuba and others must become rebel MPs to assert themselves in any political party, even a single political party, a single system. The backbenchers must be allowed to express their feelings. When it comes to a budgetary speech, every member must be allocated 20 minutes. This is why Mira bamwongeranga mu eddakiika 2 olw'okunanaagira. Naye when you have caucusing nti balonzeeyo basatu be bagenda okwogera, it has an impact.
But if you bwoba oliwo NRM ngamanya nti ye system newesimira mu system you must abide by the rules.
It kills. That's why the opposition people shine. When you look at the Hansard in the future, abana baffe bazzukulu baffe bajja tubuuza bano parliament yakolanga etya. When you bring a motion, all of the people criticize it, but because when it comes to abalambazi, then they pass the bill. So you must understand. Society ekwagala ngani? Society eyagala Raila Odinga, not as a leader.
As what? The public?
Yes. Ye Shikuku. Joseph Martin Shikuku. Shikuku bamwitanga the wananchi ambudizimana.
So bamwagala bwagazi nti you want me to be
to
what?
To fight golwana chi. Who can invite now Luchamus to a function? Yerolo jimamu Luchamus at one time yayambanga nyo NRM. Ngabali nda Luchamus na commenting ku kintu. Nibampategere ekyo kifudde. Tewali we NRM agenda chikkiriza. So you must understand which role that the society want you to play. And once you understand the role of the society chekwagaza, which is not easy. Nti totegeera society ekwagaza ki.
Oyagala kungamba nti bannakenya tebagala nkola Raila Odinga kubeera president waabwe. But they have been voting for him.
Anti nkubuli tawangula. Support, you see, support nti olaba home ground. Crowds in the political science don't mean anything. They are psychological. Tunuli abe NRM. NRM is very unique in the mobilization. NRM teina nyimba.
Naye somba
alagidde
basomba
atuwebe sija kalulu haja alagidde mwena alimba ine nyimba mwino twino obululu mwine mondo tuyina obululu mwina obwe emondo tuyina obululu sloganizing NRM tumanyi sloganizing kakati crowd anti kyemulowooza yes nti where you find a political party that organizes public rallies in a tent when the intention of a public rally is to instill fear crowd. But when you get sensible people like me, crowds are very converted into voters. The moment you fail to convert large crowds into omukazi alina olubuto aba yagenda okuzaala abalongo mumubeeramu omwana omu nga ali overweight lwaki bapapima ku minzaani. Two, Raila
ogatta bwoti obanga azimba ekintu ate n'omenya
anti nemenya ki.
So you believe NRM wins elections
genuinely? Do you NRM wins?
Do you believe that?
Yes.
Tamale?
Yes. NRM wins. Yes. Nakugamba nti lwaki NRM ewininga. Museveni yaleeta enkola embona agikuulamu amannyo. I'm doing more work than the opposition. How do you convince a person nti gundi kubanga abantu ba Uganda bamanyi nti semwogerere yafuna emirembe nga opposition leader? Could UPC have allowed Bobi Wine to construct a permanent building? This is the perception of an opposition Ugandans have. Nti tebalima kambugu enkoko yakabaka ikanga tesalena abadipinga tebayinza era waliwo omusajja omusoga yayiiya oluyimba owaddipi talifuga n'obutongole talibulya okera olutwa bwe yawamba obote bamusaza musumeni omusoga yaluyimba dipi negenda mu parliament okuluwakanya ne baga kati this is the perception of the population when they see mpuuga awerekeddwako emizinga opposition leader, then you are not an opposition leader. When the Barokole came, do you see Barokole in the castles? Barokole bambale gando. Masuti.
Buba masubaki usamu eche
yes, to change from the original. Yes.
They don't want to look because the castle komala kusoma. Ojisomerera.
The difference between a married woman and a prostitute is what?
One is confined. Yes, but one is confined.
As a prostitute, you funu olubuta batakyali prostitute. Kati alina omusajja. Ekitegeeza Museveni yabaleetera enkola eya universality. N'abaleetera enkola erya. As we speak today, numbers are in America.
Tugere ku Raila. Ogambe bantu bagala Raila.
Raila abantu bamu.
Bamunyumira nga comedian, political comedian.
Reforms, era abakole the reforms. He would end there.
He's a reformist.
He's a reformist.
He's a Zazi.
Reform. You see, politics like a woman. When you beautify your woman, you mugulire ngoye nyingi nga gwe toyambala omusindikira balala. She goes to another group. When you buy your wife 2 gomeses, buy 10 suits. Musigale mubireka somukazi amakuganti. Wabadde wano yewe wange.
Ngolabika bwotyo bwotyo.
Sanga mukubo, jakunsanga mukubo. Atule no. Nze natudde mbakyala bannange. He doesn't want to associate with you. Kakati, this man is credited for reforms.
Raila
Odinga
to reform many.
Kenya to make reforms. That one he has
political, electoral.
Yes, beyond now. Why? Not because he wanted, but because he has been fighting for power. Ngayagala nnyo obwa president. Buli babadde bamuwangula ng'afuna kye yeekwasa n'akijjawo.
Nagenda mu kooti. N'abuzikanga.
Era nga bw'awunzika tebamuwa. This is why.
Ne bakozesa kyalwanyisizza okutereeza.
Ekiyamba abalala. Nti Raila Odinga in the process because it has been for a long time has ended up destroying every person in his government, has been playing with everybody bamusoka bamudavadi bani bonna yakola nabo. Tigoyinza okuba omusajja ne weeyita nti oli mugezi naye nga kuduuka tosasula. It comes a time nga bonna bakubanja nga tokyalina gyojja kintu. Politics, I tell my friends in NRM, politics is based on alliances. Alliances is based on mutual respect and trust. Not to use somebody as a hunting dog. Politics means who gets what, sharing.
Mutual respect.
Ngembwe wali sente bwe tufuna 5 billion ngembwe tujigobanga ate tujikomyawo mu kalulu tukolere tuleka kiko ngoyo wa mujja wa mirundi ya muzaladi. This is not alliances.
Eyo tutuseyo tutya.
Anti nkubuulira this man has been using people and dumping them. Raila ani gwatakolaganya naye mu Kenya. Raila ani gwatakolaganya naye n'alwana naye. Raila fought Moi. Politically he merged with Kanu. Ekibina kibali bakiyitaani. When Moi refused to anoint him as his successor n'avaayo. He worked with Kibaki's government. What happened? Najjamu national as Museveni helped them to lay down the foundation of unity. Bweyeja yakolaki? As the Minister of Works, yakuba enyumba z'abakikuyizo nanti ziri mu luguudo. Ani akuddemu okukwasa pawo? Najjamu ono Raila Uhuru tamuwaddeko mulimu gwonna. If Uhuru wanted to rehabilitate and rebrand Raila yalimize empeke ekawa gye yakoze na musekendi mu kalulu akaddako yalize ne Raila nga vice president, but he feared if you cannot work with him in the government, why do you leave him to others? Nti Museveni kyabasinza nti Museveni
ogamba nti second term ya yandibadde yafuula Raila deputy president instead of Ruto.
Nti ye Museveni bamugamba Museveni taddira abaana baffe n'abateekamu abasajja abo ababadde mu magye g'Obote. Ye yategeera nti amagye galina luluzi zaago. Oba obadde mu magye g'Obote oba gaani, can you fire a gun? Ideology onosigalayo nga bw'oli t'abantu bakutte. You kill a person, we kill you. Kati obajja n'empisa zo gw'olina okukola ki? Muganda ga nti omuyonjo omutono gwe guweta enkoko ekyuse. Most of our celebrated generals and the former army commanders did not have a stint in the bush. N'abaleeta basemwogerere DP yagireeta mu 86. Abadde ne bagamba ffe tufuga government. Semwogerere arrogantly said, if you want to see the contribution of the Democratic Party, look what the district leadership. Look what he got in Kampala. Naye this man.
So you want to say Raila waganti bamubye. Never commissioner bakudde okuna ne baganti ebintu babigasse mu matankane.
They are stupid. Why? These people are stupid.
The commissioners.
The commissioners are stupid and they are creating trouble for Raila Odinga. Let me ask you. I normally pose questions. Akatabo kange kano okalaba nakakuleetedde. Why Ugandans are gullible? Guidelines were logical debate. Nkakuwala. Abantu mwigo ku reasoning ligi.
Akatabo ke bampadde kaganti why Ugandans are
gullible.
Ku katabo ka Ugandans are gullible atenda ko mutwe gwa byandala.
Anti byandala bamuga nti yabbi. Kuliko byandala, kuliko kadaga, kulikana. Tikadaga yakala kusuula Museveni. Ate n'omuteeka mu ministry ga East Africa.
Okay.
Hakuna akili. Argument defeated.
Kana wakandikira dakika ngammeka? How many minutes did you take?
Nkulaga. Tolaba. Nti ham. Olaba hamu ekintu kyayagala okukola waliwe bakayanira. Tunulira Abaganda. Look what this Buganda Land Board.
Mbulage kyebagala okukola.
Laba hamu kyayagala okukolawo. Even if this is a UC Development Sports Center, even if nti Buganda Land Board yetunda, would evaluate oli kino n'agenda okukolawo wettaka lirye ekyapa kisazibwamu kitya. Look what this man.
So olwokuba agenda kuzimba ekintu ekirungi.
You would know. Okimanyi mu mateeka nti ekizimbe tekiyimirira. There is no court that can demolish ekizimbe ekigenda okukola ki ekigenda okuyamba eggwanga. Ejjaaji abatali bammwe bantu naye laba omusajja kyagala obakola and he has the money. Naye balina omuyindi balyeko enjawulo badduke. Kakati nkugamba
kala akatabo kampadde
nti logical. Let me give you a question. If your name releases results. Listen.
I'm listening to you.
I'm giving
and
it
waiting
to you.
for the question.
I've given it to you.
Wonderful.
But you are used to people who give you and grab. Me, I'm not used. So it
like who else?
Remain is yours. I'm not taking it anyway. I'm not going to grab it because I've already given to you. By the time I give you one book, I have 100. You won't understand that. The main company.
They give you and grab. Okay.
Hey, using my logical guidelines, if your neighbor releases exams and the school comes out and says, these are not our exams, the results are not correct, we are cheated, and 4 examiners out of 7 come out and support the school, how do you conclude? Me,
I would conclude that there was actually there was a problem in examining and marking the exams.
No.
If the examiners themselves agree with the school that was...
That's a simplistic matter. For serious people who be defend on reason, and in fact the coming of these commissioners to disown the results adds more votes to Ruto. Imagine the damage these 4 commissioners inflicted on the results. Because originally they were for Raila.
That's your interpretation.
Yes, that's what it means. Now. These are Raila people because they are Kenyans. Then when the 4 commissioners come out to disown the results, it means they inflicted more damage. You have told me Ruto would have got more votes than you add on the impact. You add on the impact of these idiots.
Tamale, 2 things you have done. Ongamba bulijjo nti oli mu Katoliki ate oli Muganda. Despite being so, you oppose what they do.
Yes.
Yes.
Because so I have my
being name. A commission doesn't mean I must agree with everything you bring.
When do you ballot?
When do they have voted?
Let me give you another example. If a man is accused of cannibalism, a woman comes up and says, my husband is a cannibal. We ask, for how long have you been here? If you had divorced this man, then he would get you, listen to your evidence.
Yes, tumaze naye emyaka 2 naye musezi.
Naye musezi.
Nkyogera kati.
Nga kubi akute n'omusajja.
Naye musezi.
Because the election is in Kenya is a process. At what level do you detect that things are becoming bad?
The process, right, you have said it. The commissioner says, Cherera says, the process was opaque.
Yes.
That we are here and we cannot see what is being done here, but we are required to endorse what was done without our knowledge.
Who will listen to you? Who can listen to you? Ojinga Odinga is like the England team, soccer team. Team ya Bungereza temanyi mupiira. Egenda ne badokita simanyi ono wabudde ono wani. They always use excuses to cover their defeat. Mwaka wangu la World Cup simeka. How come that Raila every time he contests he cheated?
Okay, now that elections are over, let us set up ourselves.
Yes. No, it doesn't matter because success has many fathers, but failure is an orphan. Nabaganti today, nobuuza omuntu n'omugamba nti singa Museveni yakukubira essimu mu 8 nga agenze mu nseko tinjagala kusulako wuwo walikoze eki
tewaliyandikiriza
but today akugamba nti singa yajja ewange n'ali muwadde. No, the situation has changed. That's what I tell you. Tinsekerera bano aba traffic mbu accident evudde ku ndiima yevuga ku ndiima buli kaseera. Nobody can be a witness at an accident. An accident is not stage managed. Ekirigenze tewali amanyi owa boda abadde ayitawo agenze yo olumala okukozinga accident n'akola ki ente ebadde eyitawo egenze kakati whoever comes waliwo ojjukira olunaku luwere bagamba nti
how simple is it for Ruto to run a government where half the population did not vote for him?
No,
he got 50, the other got 50.
Rules of the game. There was a time when the whole of northern Uganda, actually Lango, West Nile, Museveni was not getting votes. Governor 5%. My concern is nti abamuwanga 5% teyabalowoozako alowooza ku baamama amabiri abamulwanyisanga. And Museveni is a honest man. Yagamba nti yalaba baamama amabiri nga bamugoba These were colleges about Sangaba. If you give Mama Mabira money, Mama Mabira, what have you given to the pioneers about Tembuzi?
As a political scientist, yes. You need to make some of these statements clear.
Yes.
You said Museveni is an honest man.
But
he has said these statements 4 times.
Museveni is an honest man.
So where is the honesty now?
He tells you. When these people were chasing this woman, Mama Mabira nange namukuteko mukuba. Kubanga Mama Mabira, ne Ruchamus, ne Mbidde, incited the people against Indians. Nebakuba ne babatta. Mabike ne mukwata bwenti Mabike ne tusinka ne mukuba ne mutta. Why? Kubanga Mabike incited Baganda. Ne bagenda balumbe yinebu nti sebagala ino buyigize nga tabuyina. Ne batta Baganda 10. Ne mukwata kubwenti Mabike mukwate. Na muleta Mabike mukuba.
On Baba.
So
team.
We must be honest people.
At
what level do we forgive you?
We have a
you already did this.
We'll be right back.